Welcome to your yoga practice. It's Friday, September 29th, closing out this entire month of Svadhyaya, self-study. So I'm returning to the quote that we began the month with from Susanna Barkataki. Through understanding yourself, you are interconnected with all. So you might sit tall and breathe deeply, maybe give yourself some shoulder and neck rolls, anything that feels nice, while I share through a bit more of Susanna's thoughts on that. Through understanding yourself, you are interconnected with all. Svadhyaya is a practice of getting to know ourselves, our preferences, biases, beliefs, inquiring what gets in our way of love. Looking at our childhood, our past traumas, it's remembering who we really are, becoming a witness. On a larger relationship and service perspective, Svadhyaya helps us notice what gets in our way of connecting with others and committing to service and social change. Through understanding myself, may I come to understand all. As always, please let this practice work for you, so move in ways that feel good and appropriate to you in this moment. Let's all, as a group, draw our shoulders up to our ears, really give them a squeeze, breathing in. When it's time to exhale, slide your shoulders back and down. A couple more times like that. In, squeeze up. Out, back and down. Good. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. See if you can soften your jaw, soften your left shoulder and arm. Maybe rotate your head a little, looking up and looking down. Carefully bring your head back to neutral, then drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Slightly rotate the head, looking up and down. Softening the jaw. And we'll come back to neutral. Just with your eyes, look all the way over to the right. Sit tall and breathe. Look as far to the right, like you're looking at your right ear. And then slowly lead with your chin. Rotate your head towards the right. Let your right shoulder move back in space. The arms will start to move. Right hand can come back behind you. Left hand onto the right leg. Sit really tall as we breathe and look as far over the right side as we can. No straining, no hurting. Just explore here. Another breath. And when it's time to exhale, release. Keep your left hand about where it is. Stretch your right arm up and over to the left. If this doesn't feel steady enough, you can always bring your left hand to the ground on your left side. Sometimes it feels nice, opposing energy, left hand pushing down and over, right arm reaching up and over. Good, another big breath. And come back to center. Leading with your eyes, look all the way to the left, like you're looking at your left ear. Notice if your right shoulder or any parts of you start to tense. Try to keep that soft. And then lead with your chin, look towards the left. Eventually the left shoulder draws back, the torso rotates, the arms and hands move. Sit tall, breathe, looking as far to the left as you can. Take your time with another full breath in, and when it's time to exhale, try to keep the right hand about where it is. Return your torso facing forward. Stretch your left arm up and over to your right side. Again, support yourself however is needed. A few full breaths here. And big breath in, come to neutral. Let's bring our feet to the ground. I heard from several of you this little bit of core work was good, so we're going to start and end the week with it. First option is always to keep your hands either behind you or on your legs. Lift the spine, lift the heart. Big breath here. As you exhale, a little twist towards your right. Inhale to center and exhale, a little twist towards your left. So you can stay just like this, or you can reach your arms to the distance, inhaling center, exhaling to the right, inhaling center, exhaling to the left. Or the other option, coming back to center, maybe interlace your hands behind your head, maybe lean back a little bit more. It's always choose your own adventure. Inhaling and exhaling, twisting to the right. Inhaling center, exhaling, twisting to the left. Whichever option you prefer, give yourself a few more breaths. And let's meet in center. Bring the soles of your feet together. If you are on a blanket, good. You don't have to be. But we'll come into Baddha Konasana, bound angle. Soles of your feet pressed together. Play with pressing the roots of your big toes together also. Sometimes they open up. Sit really tall. Soften your belly and take a few breaths just like this. Durga Pranayam, or diaphragmatic breathing, where we keep the belly soft and allow the breath to come all the way down, letting the diaphragm drop down. The belly expands, then the chest, ribs expand, all the way up to the collarbones. And then pouring the breath back out. You can stay upright or fold forward any amount. If you have blocks available, it can be really nice to stack the blocks. Maybe resting your elbows on them, cradling your head. Maybe there's another way that works for you. Keeping or returning to your full breaths just another time or two. When you feel ready, let's release this sitting up tall, and we'll come to stand on our knees. So if you have sensitive knees, or if you're on a really hard ground, a blanket underneath could feel good. You could also fold your yoga mat over. If you've got blocks, you might want them off to either side behind you. And we'll stand on our knees, hands on hips. Try to lengthen your low back. As you do that, you might notice your core muscles engaging, your front hip points lifting. Lift your chest. Couple full breaths here, just getting nice and tall. And we'll carefully shift the weight towards your left leg. Some of us might need to put a hand on the ground. Let's try to send the right leg out long, off to the side. So with or without your hand on the ground is fine. When you get there, re-lengthen your low back, engage your core. You might even bring your hands to your ribs and imagine lifting your ribs, your torso up out of your hips. Keep that length, stretch your arms up. Inhale. Exhale, hinge over towards your right leg. Parigasana gate pose. If this doesn't feel good on your arms, you can lower one or both arms. We can always bend the top arm and put the hand behind the head for support. Remember that you can let your practice work for you. It doesn't have to look any particular way. Another breath, feel your right foot on the ground. And inhale, come to center. Exhale, cartwheel your arms off to the left. Your left hand might grab that block. Right arm sweeping up and over. Ardha Mandalasana. A few big breaths here. The right foot really connected to the ground. The right arm really stretching overhead. Maybe you want to circle your top arm. And as we breathe a few more breaths, notice your left hand. Let's try to lighten the wrist by anchoring into the fingertips and the knuckles, maybe even coming to a fist. Press your hips forward. One more big breath. And then pop yourself up, whatever it takes. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, a little fold towards the right again. Good. Return to center. Float your arms down. Draw your right leg in as best you can. Hands to hips. Lift your chest. Breathe here. Core engaged. Shift your weight towards your right leg. And carefully send your left leg out long. Lengthen the low back. Breathe as you stretch up. Exhale, hinge towards your left leg. Parigasana, gate pose on the other side, remembering to let it work for you. Full breath. And come back to center. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, cartwheel your hands off to the right side, maybe grabbing a block under the right hand. As you arrive, really connect your left foot to the ground and energetically stretch your left arm alongside your ear. Press your hips forward, maybe lift your heart a little. Big breaths. And you might add some circles through the top arm. Wonderful. When you're ready, big breath in, bring yourself back upright. Exhale, hinge over your left leg. Breathe in, coming to center. Carefully draw that left leg in. Let's make our way to tabletop. So you might move props out of the way, bring the blocks to the top of the mat if you use them. Flex the spine a bit through Biddalasana, Marjaryasana, cow and cat. Inhaling drops the belly, stretches out those core muscles that have been working for us. Exhale, arches the spine, chin towards chest. Do this at your own pace. Remembering this is always a nice time to reconnect with your breath through Ujjayi Pranayam, ocean sounding or victorious breath. We can always practice getting into that breath by exhaling through the mouth like we're fogging a window. And then keep that constriction in the throat as you breathe through your nostrils. If there's any other way you'd like to move, please give that to yourself. And when you're ready, let's send the hips back, pass through Balasana, child's pose, taking a couple of breaths there. You might bend your arms and rest your head on your forearms. Another couple of breaths. We've got a full moon. We're in a new season. We're about to start a new month. So lots of transitions happening always. Checking in with yourself here. Maybe congratulating yourself that you are spending some of your time taking care of yourself. We have to take care of ourselves in order to be able to be of any service to anyone else. One more breath. When you're ready, let's make our way tabletop. Tuck your toes, walk the knees back a little bit, sink the hips a little bit, hug your arms in. Low plank or lift your knees, Phalakasana plank pose. Push the ground away so energetically through your arms that you could pop a golf ball in your armpits. So a little bit of hollowness in the armpits. We're creating space in the body. Big breath in. Exhale, lift your hips, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Taking whatever movements feel good to you here to find a little bit of home in this triangle shape. Some days that means returning to tabletop or child's pose. That's okay. And then perhaps a breath or two in stillness. Letting the head get heavy, neck relax. When you feel ready, come up high on your toes, look forward, engage your abdominal muscles. Breathe while you tiptoe yourself ever so slowly to the top of the mat. When you get there, maybe you want to slide your palms face up under your feet. Toes can give your wrists a little massage. A little bend in the knees is welcome. Maybe wobble your head side to side. Good. We'll release our hands if they were at our feet. On an inhale, take your time rising up. All the way upright, stretching your arms out and up. Maybe look up. And exhale, bring your hands together through the midline, standing tall. On an inhale, stretch up. Exhale, lead with the heart, fold forward, soften your knees anytime. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to fold down. Inhale to rise up. Exhale your hands to your heart, pause. Inhale, reaching out and up. Exhale, folding forward. Hands touch down. Let's step the left foot way back in space. Keep your left hand grounded. Right hand moves to your right leg. We can look and see the knees over the ankle. Maybe right hand comes to your low back. Maybe we stretch it up to the sky. You can always tap your left knee down to the ground. If your left knee is lifted, really press back through the heel. Maybe lean your torso back in space. You can stay wherever you are, or you might carefully lift your torso upright. Arms stretching opposite directions. Maybe look towards your right thumb. On an inhale, let's face forward. Exhale, hands to the ground. Make your way to plank pose. Knees up or knees down. Breathing in. Breathing out. We'll all lower our knees, lower the belly. Point your toes back. Reach your toes back so energetically that the ankles, the lower legs might lift off the ground, stretching back and up. Maybe you add the arms and hands, lifting your heart so that we're floating here. Back muscles working for us. Another breath. Exhale, lower down, tuck your toes, press yourself up through tabletop or plank, and make your way to downward facing dog. You have time if you want to flow through chaturanga, or if you'd rather take a break or settle in down dog. Good. Give yourself what you need. From downward facing dog, let's inhale and lift the left heel towards the sky. Any amount, look forward. Exhale, step or swing your left foot to the top of the mat. Whatever it takes to get there is fine. Left knee is over the left ankle. Right hand stays anchored down. Take your twist towards the right. Let it work for you. So maybe your left hand stays on your low back. Maybe it reaches up to the sky. Breathing here, you might carefully explore lifting your torso upright. Lots of balance work. Maybe look back towards your left thumb. On an inhale, face forward, stretching the arms up. Exhale your hands to the ground. Inhale and exhale, step your right foot up, Uttanasana, forward fold. On your inhale, rise up, long spine stretching to the sky. Exhale your hands to your heart. Inhale, stretch your arms up, and exhale, sit back into chair, Utkatasana. Really engage your gluteal muscles. Maybe it would feel better to bring your hands to your heart or even hands to thighs. Support yourself. Core muscles engaged, low back lengthening. Shift the weight towards your right leg. You don't have to lift the left foot off of the ground, but maybe you do, just playing with some balance. And then left foot on the ground, shift your weight towards the left leg. Maybe you keep the right foot on the earth, maybe you lift it up, just playing with balance. And both feet on the ground, stand tall. Keeping your hands pressing together at heart center. Stand firmly into the ground. Sometimes we stand without noticing. Really notice your feet pressing down into the earth, your low spine lengthening, your core muscles engaging, heart lifting. You can stay right here, focusing on all of the effort of Tadasana, mountain pose, or shift your weight towards your right leg, bringing your left toes near the right foot and ankle. Great place to stay. Maybe you open your left knee to point out to the left, let the foot come to the ankle. Toes can stay on the ground like a kickstand, or the left foot can come to the calf or up above the knee. Whatever you do, imagine opening your hips and pressing them forward. Lift your heart. Maybe stretch your arms up overhead. And if your balance is feeling really supported today, you might lift your gaze and look up. You might even close your eyes. For most of us, we'll want to focus on an unmoving point somewhere comfortably in front of us. A couple more breaths, seeing what's here for you. And when you feel ready, release Vrikshasana, tree pose, the way you came into it, returning to mountain, drawing the hands to the heart, shifting weight towards your left leg, bending the right knee as you slide the toes close to the left foot. Stay here or open your right knee to point towards the right. Maybe the foot lifts up on the leg. Really engage your left gluteal muscles. Imagine everything hugging into the midline. Maybe you stretch your arms up overhead, perhaps exploring other options. Notice how it's going in the mind as much as in the body. And when you're ready, slowly release the way you came in. Stand tall, arms can be by your side. On an in-breath, stretch your arms out and up. On an exhale, luxuriously fold forward. Take your time. Inhale, lifting halfway, shoulder blades slide towards each other. Exhale, fold forward. Go ahead and make your way to your seat. And then roll on down to your spine. Let's cross our left leg over our right leg. Scoot the hips just a little bit to the left. Open your arms out wide. Draw your legs in towards your chest just a little. Inhale here, and exhale, let your legs fall to the right side. Breathe like this. You might be looking over your left shoulder. If there's any other version of a twist that you'd like to take, you can also do that. Breathing deeply will slowly release this twist. Come through neutral. Center your hips. Maybe let the legs fall side to side a time or two. And then we'll cross the right leg over the left. Scoot the hips to the right just a little bit. Draw your legs in towards your chest. Breathe in and breathe out. Let the legs fall to the left side. Let this shape work for you, so make any adjustments you might need to make. Maybe look over your right arm. Breathe and give yourself what you need here. When you feel ready, let's slowly unwind, coming back to neutral. Maybe let the legs fall side to side, time or two. And then send your arms and legs long, or take a shavasana that feels good to your body today. Whatever shape you take, once you arrive, practice letting yourself stay just how you are. There might be endless opportunities to adjust and fidget, but maybe you just let yourself land how you landed, as long as there's no pain, and notice the sensations there. As you rest a few more breaths, I will share our quote from Susanna Barkataki, an explanation of Svadhyaya, self-study. Through understanding yourself, you are interconnected with all. Through understanding myself, may I come to understand all. As you feel ready to release your practice, you can make your way upright. We're getting a real treat today. Toby joined us for our Om to close this practice and close the week. This is going to be a good day. If you'd like to close your practice by sharing a group Om, let's draw the hands together at our hearts, sitting tall. Big inhale to create this universal sound of Om. Om. A deep bow of gratitude to this community. Thank you for sharing your time and your practice. Thank you to the ancient teachers of yoga for giving us this gift. And thank you, Toby, for joining us. Thanks for being here.